On this fine Friday, Woj, let's start right here because you reported earlier this week that talks were ramping up surrounding Damian Lillard. So today, where do those talks stand?
Yeah, those talks have intensified this week with Damian Lillard, but still, there's no trade imminent. And listen, we talked about this throughout the summer, that this would pick up once we got past Labor Day and training camp, the opening of training camp loomed. And that's exactly what's happened. You have Portland trying to, listen, not only talk to teams who have an interest in Lillard, but lots of teams who'd like to get in on a bigger deal. Can they pick up a couple draft picks to take on some money? Is there a need that they have that they can get in a 3 or 4 team trade? So Portland, they're exhausting all of those conversations this week, and they're certainly behaving like a team that wants to get a deal done, that is trying to get a deal done before training camp. Now, so far, the one element that has not been a part of these talks are the Miami Heat, but we know in trade talks and conversations that can change in one moment with one call.
Two things that stick out to me from what you just said. Obviously, yes, the Miami Heat piece, but also that the Trailblazers have an interest in potentially getting this done if they can before training camp here. If you're the Trailblazers, where do you stand on wanting to see that done?
You just want the clarity, right? Like if you can get a good deal and avoid the mess and avoid the drama and hand the team to Scoot Henderson and not waste everyone's time in a season where you're probably not really trying to win, you're going for a high draft pick, you might as well get it done. The question is, you know, we all know he wants Miami. Woj just saying not a lot of dialogue there. Is any team really going to dive in and take the gamble of, is this guy going to be unhappy if he comes here? That's the question.
Look, it's kind of complicated, but it's not really. If you're the Portland Trailblazers, the best situation is to go into the season with your young core and your young staff and moving forward, right? That's the best thing. Now, you want to get the most back, right, obviously, but you still have to scale that. They're like, if Damian Lillard is there and there's issues going on or if he's not as happy, is that going to impact your young core? So, hey, maybe if we can't get 4 first-round picks, we got to take 3 because we want to focus on this and we want to start the season the right way. So there's a balancing act that's going on.
And that's exactly it, Richard. What Portland is going to have to decide very soon here is that the offers that are available before anybody plays a game this season, before teams start losing, winning, they're going to reach a point here where this is what it is, and they have to measure, is it going to get much better during the season? Do we want to put our organization through that? I think the feeling is if they believe that they could get more closer to the trade deadline or once the season starts, yes, you wait. You can't just do a trade because it makes your life more comfortable, but I think that's the decision that's coming pretty soon for Portland. Based on what they see out there now, do they really think it'll get much better once the season starts? But they are trying to find a trade now and not have to go put the organization, put everybody through having Lillard report to training camp.
Let's bring Kendrick Perkins into this discussion because, Perk, I don't know, maybe this is a silly question, but Zach, you mentioned that you have to decide whether you want to stomach this if you're another team that's not the Miami Heat. Damian Lillard's entering the first year of a 4-year deal here. It seems like the time is now to get in your best offers. Perk, how aggressive do you think other teams should be in trying to acquire the future Hall of Famer in Damian Lillard?
I would go all in. I understand the Portland Trail Blazers as far as being in the postseason. They really haven't made noise. Matter of fact, they really have been irrelevant up to this point. And so when you think about Damian Lillard, number one, he's box office. Number two, he's capable of taking over any game, any game in any 7-game series. And he's capable of being the best player on the floor. These are all facts. Damian Lillard hasn't played with another superstar in his career. No disrespect to Carmelo Anthony, but he was past his prime. Yes, C.J. McCollum was good, but he was an all-star caliber player. If Damian Lillard could get alongside a guy like Joel Embiid, that would be something special. And I think a lot of teams are looking at what he makes down the line and, how many years does he have left. I know this much. He got 2 years for sure at this level of play that he's been playing at. And I would go all in if I was the team that was knocking at the door of actually contending or being able to get over that hump of winning the championship.
Well, and look, I agree with Perk. You want to go all in. And that's what Woj was talking about.
Always a good day when you two agree.
Yeah, I know. Hey, look, You want to go all in. And what's going to happen is somebody's going to come up with this offer, and Portland's going to consider it. And then it's going to go to another team like, hey, we have an offer that we're about to, take in. And then it's like, hey, well, this is our best. This is our best. So then you kind of get the field, and that's how it kind of falls in. But to me, go all in if you have a chance to get Damian Lillard.
So do you think Miami then potentially feels the pressure here? Because
they should.
Dame should go wherever. Any team, I think, should it shouldn't be, oh, we're scared of not having him be happy because of his contract that he's looking at.
Again, and it's the same thing that happened with Kevin Durant last season, where it's like, hey, Kevin Durant, with all due respect to Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant is probably one tier higher from a superstar, from a global standpoint. So then you're like, hey, Kevin, this is going to take us a little bit longer to figure out this trade. We're going to have to get in the season. I think a Dame Lillard trade can get done, even with the money. I'm not Woj. I'm not breaking down the salary cap. But if you have a chance to go get Damian Lillard and he's still in the prime of his career, you go do it and figure it out.
There are two questions that any team who's not Miami has to ask itself, and even Miami too. Number one, do I have a small guard already on my team? And if so, am I trading that guy to get Damian Lillard? If not, is my defense with guy X and Damian Lillard going to be good enough to win 4 playoff series? And number two, the bigger one, and the one that came up for KD, it's tricky to find a team that has both the kind of assets that the Blazers are going to want and can send them all out and have enough still in the door to win the championship this year with Damian Lillard. That's a tough balance to strike. It's strikeable, but it narrows the field.
Right, and enough still left that if you wanted to get involved with what potentially could be, a massive class of essentially portal transfers next summer.
Right.
Not free agency, but star players who might ask out. You're weighing how much I'd want to spend to get Damian Lillard, and does that take me out of the possibility of Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, whomever else might become available, if those players next year become available?
Well, and my thing is, look, Portland has to be ready to do what's best for their franchise, but they also want to pay the respect to Dame. So let's say we know he's not going to the Lakers. I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to the Lakers. But if Dame got traded to the Lakers and it's like, Dame, we know you wanted to go to Miami, but here's Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Are you really going to be that upset? And then all of a sudden, it's not Portland's issue anymore. It's the Lakers' issue to try and convince him. So whatever team is out there that's trading for him, they might take him on and say, hey, we're going to figure this out. Dame, come here, come compete with us. Let's go here, even if it's not Miami.